Oh, hello, folks. We are here with this new next episode here, episode 27 of The Haunting of Harrowstone. We're quickly closing in on 30, and I do believe that means that we are closing the gap to the end of this game.
We're episode 27?
Yeah, we're episode 27.
Boop. But not 37, because that would be bad.
That, I mean, for whom, really? Like, that wouldn't be bad for me.
Probably one particular person, 37 is a bad number for today.
Ooh, yeah, I gotta be careful on your way to the parking lot, William. Just saying. Just getting that out there.
You asked for it, it's out of love.
Yeah, it is.
Ish.
All right, guys, we're here with 27. It is not named yet. However, I've twittered it as it was only one note. It was only one note. And we're going to go ahead and try to recall what that actually means. So,
look, I really just wanted to give her a blow.
I'm not mad at that.
We were talking about size a lot, so.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
I'm going to let you know, Rye put it in my hand, so.
He did. It's all Rye's fault. He started this.
Slander. Wow.
We can't hear
He's
you.
muted.
He can't talk back.
Oh, don't kill him.
It's my fault.
Perfect.
Fuck it, whatever. I'm not gonna fight it.
No, I mean, I'm here for it. I like it.
I gave the magic item to the magic people. I don't know. Rye doesn't know magic stuff.
We're about to be carrying a lot more.
Why though? Like why? What was up with that? Why did you give it to the magic people?
Because
Rye doesn't. Blow it.
Rye has a certain distrust of magic, and so he thought it would be in better hands as somebody who, you know, it understood magic. Like whenever people start casting spells and stuff, he doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
He'd already just also tried to bash my head.
Yeah. He already had a bad experience. You know, he just thought maybe he wasn't the most capable person to be like holding on to these. Plus, he was already tempted by it. You know. You know, so like he was like, I should probably give this to somebody who would know better. So I handed it to Oz, and Oz was like, I don't know better. like literally, it was like that scene out of Anchorman where he's like, oh, I wasn't prepared for this. Oh, and he pulls out the jazz flute and just goes like, he's like jumping over the table. That was like Oz was like jumping over the pews, just like playing and everything. I'm like, I didn't do it. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. All right. That's
Oz was just like, because I think Eli was like, are we ready? He's like, nope.
And then Eli's like, let me make things better by death touching you.
Oh
yeah. Your head with my magics.
He did death touch me.
See, now that's at least two players. At least
the
two.
I think
three,
was
right?
Not
three that's had their magic falter. Warped even, yeah.
Look, I have not successfully casted.
Oh, that's fair.
Really, anything.
No, you did acid. You did acid.
Wow.
Not like LSD.
Show.
Yeah. Different time. No, you have had a few acid spells that haven't fucked up. That's
true.
about it.
I think
that's about it. Yeah, like one. Yeah, like two, one. Yeah.
But I know not all of the spells have been so bad.
One of my acid spells turned into a scream.
Yes.
That, made someone's ears bleed or something.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah. I froth at the mouth. I bleed from the ears. I mean,
Oz is right there with you now, bleeding from the ears and eyes. So.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Dude, can you imagine Oz's eyes already, and then his just bleeding?
It's like looking at a bleeding Furby.
It's already creepy enough.
Yeah.
I really do need to cosplay as him again.
Yes.
I'll have to find time. It's literally right now because of the schedule. I'm like coming straight from work to here, so you get what you get.
Well, I'm not rolling down.
Torvin's a trained like field medic, but like looking at the injuries that are going on, he doesn't know anything about that. Like,
how do we fix it, Torvin?
How do you treat
you
this?
Bless. You pray, and we bless you. That's what we do, and we stay at 10 feet away. Perfect.
Ain't nothing but a good old prayer to save you.
Yeah. What did this all spawn from? Let's wind it back just for a second and talk about specifically what this particularly spawned from. Why is there bleeding? Why is this music note having to be played?
I don't know.
Because it has compulsion cast on it.
Crazy.
Yeah, all the items.
Magic.
The item's
flute.
cursed.
It's cursed. Cursed
it
items.
calls and beckons, which we don't know what it calls and beckons yet. Well, we've seen it beckon Sturges. I don't know if it's what it's beckoning when I'm blowing it, but
It's all the boys. They're coming to the yard.
dude, Oz would be in.
Oh, yeah, they're playing like bagpipes.
He would show them his pecker.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
the visuals I have right now are not allowed.
There's porn for it somewhere. I'm certain of it. I have no doubt in my mind.
Always.
It's like farm boy porn.
Oh,
Gay,
no.
gay farm boy porn.
Oh,
It's out there,
no.
I'm sure.
Yeah, no,
it's
I'm
more
certain.
than out there. I
Fetch me that dildo, farm boy.
that's Princess Bride.
As you wish.
porn.
As you
It's
wish.
different.
That's the most like posh farm boy ever.
Yeah,
As you wish, my liege.
yeah, that's from Princess
Princess
Bride.
Bride.
She is kind of posh, even though she's
Yeah.
like supposed to be
Bomb boy. I'm gonna Google this and ruin myself right now. Princess Bride porn.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh, I've never thought
Things
of
you
that.
should not Google at work.
Princess Butterbutt. There we go. First, if there is a topic, there is porn for it.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
most certainly.
Well,
Armageddon.
you're welcome to
Armageddon
that.
all.
Sorry.
You're surprised?
Anyways, reel us
Right,
back
winner
in.
from
bub.
the first.
I know I took us off a cliff. Just
It was just
rope us
one.
back up.
Just one note. Just one note. It started with Rye. Rye had this hankering, this compulsion that he couldn't not play it, and he felt it, right? Like you felt that urge to play. Even it's like, what does it matter, right? Like we're in marching formation. I just have to hear it. It's just kind of that tickle in the back of the brain, and it just kind of kept eating away and eating away. But you realized, if I don't get this away to someone that is better equipped to deal with this, then I'm for sure going to do it. You passed it on to Oz, the caster of the group, one of the casters.
What's everyone's will save? Because mine's a 6.
Yeah, mine's like a 1 or
5.
maybe even a
Okay.
0.
So Temerity's pretty good. Oh.
For what it's
I
worth,
think it's a 3.
as
right
much as
now.
that's table information, your characters can know that.
Oh no, but I'm just saying like the probability of it
Yeah.
is like I should be the most capable.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
just
definitely.
rolled so I think I natty 1 or something.
Yeah,
It's
I think
awful.
I'm pretty sure you
I
rolled
think
like a
you did.
1 and then a 2.
As my re-roll or something.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great for you. So yeah, you know, you're like, no, I put it away, I put it in my bag, and you were preparing to go in marching formation, and you realized that you actually had the flute in your hand, that you had this Pan's pipe, and you didn't really kind of know how to respond, what you were doing. It just kind of kept continuing back into hand. That's unfortunately what failed saves do, though. They have that influence, a subtle influence, and you played it. At first, it didn't feel so bad, but it was just enough of a discordant tone that it grabbed everyone's attention. And then you began to bleed from the eyes and from the ears. Worse than that, Eli, you wanted to come over and use healing. It didn't go as planned. Your healing
Did it?
Or did it? That's the question, right? That's the question.
It didn't.
It turned into almost like a drain effort, and we saw Oz hit what? Was it 0? You hit
-3.
minus
Oh,
3.
Do I get heal HP if I drain?
Yes, you would.
Oh,
I did.
wow.
It's whatever the amount
4
was.
damage.
Yeah, you would have healed that.
Nice.
Remember that versus enemies.
Slurp you up. Yeah. Yeah, I probably would heal them if it was bad energy.
Tripp, let's talk about this from your angle for a moment. Yours and Torvin's. You guys were sort of away from the mix briefly. What was happening on your end? What did this look like?
We were slowly making our way towards the second door in the I guess the main sentencing hall,
Yes.
and that's when we heard the note. And as we were kind of getting ready to, I guess, go through, we heard it, And as I started backing up, I noticed the door had been opened and that there was potentially something already there. At that point, hell burst out of Oz and started erupting into blood. I think it was coming out of his eyes and ears.
Yes.
Yeah. He almost died, but we were lucky enough to save him. And at that, Rye punched Eli.
Yes.
He tried.
He
Off my
tried.
chiseled.
It wasn't.
jaw.
It wasn't a hard punch, but it was done out
No,
of such a
something
frantic
Neil
nature
definitely
that
saw.
it was more done out of spite than like a concentrated effort and focused
Sort of like
it
an
was very-
aggressive shove almost.
yeah.
Of like can't believe, like back up, right? That's
Yeah.
at least how the dice landed. Intention may not have been that, but it's kind of how it happened. Yeah.
Oh fuck!
And
I
as
can't
that
believe
started,
you've done this.
as that argument kind of reached its peak, the group turned around. Tripp was gone. He was.
Well, Torvin was opening the big doors and like slamming them, and then
Yeah.
you went missing, and Rye said to Eli, like, "Where's Pevrin?" And that's kind of where we ended the episode. But
Did he close
before,
both doors, or was it
Fuck
just the
do I
one?
know? I'm
he
exploding
was
Oz
opening
right
the
now.
doors.
That's right. That's right.
He wasn't closing them. He was opening them, but they made a big slamming
That's right.
noise.
Correct.
But before that, Temerity found out that Oz likes Rye.
Oh, that's right.
hmm
That's right.
Oh god.
Oh no.
I'm a father. I'm licensed for these jokes. Okay.
No, damn it. Oh, yeah, that was definitely a thing. Torvin, man, if there was ever a person that has had it up to here, right, as far as they could possibly be on their frustrations chart, I would say that Torvin is that individual.
I'm just a professional trying to do my job.
Yeah. Torvin, what one moment you're looking back, listening to this tone, you see the fighting, Oz almost dying on the floor. And when you glance back, the boy is missing. He's just gone. Not even he knows. Well, DM's discretion, he'll find out soon enough. And I believe you actually yelled. You wanted to like break that like masculine, like that almost over toxic masculine moment where they're like getting ready to like bump heads again, right? This wasn't their first, it's almost not their first time preparing for a fight when it kind of came back down to Oz needing aid. Oz very well could have died. It was close. Oz went to -3. What is your constitution?
12.
So if Oz hits -12, that's death. That's death. When you hit your negative modifier, or not your modifier, but negative full ability score, that's when you die in Pathfinder. So it's come close. Oz has kind of had it rough. I just realized, Oz, you've had it a little rough since you've been in this place. A horse just went at your head, and now you're bleeding out of your eyes, and it's not great. I mean, Temerity's also kind of taken a dinger straight to the dome. That was rough too.
Yeah, it didn't feel good.
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
I broke his arm.
Right, yeah.
Accidentally.
It was he fell on the monkey bars.
Yeah. I slid down the slide head first.
He was about to leave this joint.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So what would you say, before we go into this, what would you say is the overall mood of the party? If you could use it, one word to describe the overall mood of the party right now, what would you say?
Ooh, undisciplined.
Undisciplined.
Is that a mood or is that just
I don't think
like
that's
a
a
fact?
mood.
There's undisciplinedness in the air. I sorry, I was going for more of like a,
What'd you say, Wyld?
describing word.
Hubris.
Hubris is that's a strong word. Yeah.
Me, hubris.
Conflicted's pretty solid as well. Yeah. They're definitely not banging on all cylinders. You know what I mean? Like they've all got their own talents, but they've not quite meshed. The click is just not there yet.
I would say misaligned.
Yeah, misaligned. That is accurate, to say the least.
Unnerved.
Yeah. That being said,
Swole.
Some of us annoyed.
swole. Just say swole.
Swole. Disjointed.
Swole. Yeah, that's fair. You're pretty jacked.
If you add an N to the end of that, swollen. Yeah.
Like concerned, maybe?
That's mostly me in real life right at this moment. I'm concerned.
Oz is like afraid.
Oz is very
But I
much
think he's
afraid.
Been afraid the entire time. He's
Sure.
been like, we could just leave.
Healthy amount of fear may keep Oz alive here, though. That's for certain. So misaligned. That is not like our card tonight, our Harrow card. Our Harrow card this evening was picked by chat, paid for by chat, and the fight went on for a brief amount of time before it fell specifically to being aligned. And after I made the declaration of being aligned, 2 more came through on tips. So I moved them to 2 luck rerolls. So you guys are starting with 2 luck rerolls tonight without any gifted subs.
Yay.
So your card was the Mute Hag. And because it is aligned, it is in the player's positivity. The Mute Hag is a major revelation. It's a secret. A secret is revealed specifically to the players and the NPCs alike. So this is also to the people of the town. Not necessarily to all the villains. Maybe some of them, those that it applied to. The Mute Hag. So I asked my players in our pre-roll, you guys get a secret. Any secret, so long as it is a secret. You can ask it. It can be about one person, it can be about a place, it can be about the actions of a group, but it's a secret. It is revealed. Not an absolute truth, because sometimes secrets pass along. You gotta think of who's delivering your secret. May not necessarily be from the individual themselves. It's a third party. Always. So, what secret would you like to know? And I'm treating this, as I said before, as a limited wish. I will answer based entirely upon the contents of your question. Ask something eerily, and it could go poorly. Ask something the wrong way, and you'll get an answer. May not be one you like. And I open the table here, so you can consider it, because I know there was at least one that came through.
Yeah. I think you go for it, Torvin. Ask it.
Yeah, I like Torvin's.
No pressure, Wyld.
Do you remember what you said?
Yes.
I wrote it down if you forgot.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, here we go. How do we continue the warden's protection over the prison? There is a thing that existed beforehand that held everything together. That's gone or breaking, or they are breaking it. Is there a way to understand that? Is there a way to restore that? Is there a direction there? I think this really has to do largely about the warden, because it's the one thing we keep being denied information about. I think that's our direction. I think that's our choice.
Okay, then I'll ask here. Before I answer this, is this the question you want to ask most?
I'm okay with it.
Because you could literally ask, like, for instance, Shadow, what really happened to the warden? Why did all of the men of the town have an issue with the doctor, with the professor, Professor L? What is Kendra's primary goal?
Professor L.
What is happening with the blacksmith, and why is she here? What actually happened to Rye when his body took over 13 child souls?
Sick fuck.
I'll table it again and let you guys have that, right? You can have this and talk amongst yourselves.
I think our DM's trying to guide us a little bit here, guys.
Am I?
So, I feel like if if you weren't, you would have just gone with what we asked. So
this is
egregious.
this is
double bluff though.
This is just
double bluff.
This is just
the
a
double
tactic.
bluff. I like.
It's just a tactic to allow you guys to consider something potentially that you've wanted to know that you may have just tabled yourself because you thought for the better interest of the party, we should probably ask this instead.
I don't know. I say final answer. I still like it. I'm open to anything though.
I mean, pure curiosity, and this is just my individual. I want to know what's up with Kendra, but
I want to know. My
that's
curiosity
just me
is
curiosity.
what's her name? Petrus's daughter.
Kendra.
Kendra Lormore.
Oh my gosh, no, I was thinking that Kendra was the other woman who used to work here. No.
Oh.
The
Verminda?
healer.
Oh, Jaminda.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was mixing them up. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that if I had to ask anything else, that would be second for sure. But
yeah, for me as well. I'm giving this to Wyld. I feel like
I want to know something about the war.
Wyld's thinking like in a way that's like I feel like he's gonna. I don't know. I feel like he's in the right mindset. Yeah.
You know.
Right, and I feel like
it's
it
not
has
really about us. It's about this.
Right, and it has a good chance of revealing something about the warden as well.
Hmm.
Because I too want to know about the warden, but I feel like knowing his intents and how he protected the prison is probably, I don't know. I like that one.
Yeah, I think it's a good direction. Well, solid direction. We'll see.
Okay.
I hate wishes.
All right. So then I'm going to scroll back up in chat. I saw you actually key it out. How do we continue the warden's protection over this prison? That's what you wish to know.
And we're like, you can't. Sorry.
All right. You want answers?
I'm already regretting it.
And it's delivered to you. This is almost like the supposition here of time that is betwixt it all. This is the moments where it's sort of like in The Office, where you break away from the main group and you have the moment with a camera, right? It's just you and the camera, and you ask this question. But where there would just be a camera just filming you, something actually speaks back. And the question that you ask: how do we continue the warden's protection over this prison? And where you were expecting nothing in return.
There is no way to return the prison to the warden's protection. His purity, his innocence has been stolen, and it can never return to these halls. Only hatred lingers here.
Not a double bluff.
Yeah, all we need is love.
We just got a good, I was going to say,
That's
we
the
got some
answer.
good information. We know now that it was the warden that protected the prison. We know that he was corrupted before, and that's why something happened. And we know that that hatred really drives whatever that corruption is.
I don't know if he
think
was
we got a
corrupted
lot.
before everything went down. I think everything went down and they captured and then they corrupted him over
Did you
over
say-
I don't
Maybe
know.
like stole his
Oh.
child's soul or something.
Because that's
Oh,
backwards.
His innocence was stolen.
Yes. And that's what corrupted the prison.
Yes.
Because yes. So it happened, and then that's why the prison lost its protection. That's why everything went to shit. Yeah.
I thought his wife was saying that like he was still like for a time he was still kind of like okay, like they were still trying to get him.
It
Like,
was. So
are
if
they
something
talking
happened,
about-
it had to have been recently.
Well, they
That's what I
succeeded.
What kind of innocence are we talking
they
about? Are we
stole it.
talking about like a prison innocence where he committed a crime, or
It
No,
is
I think it's-
virginity, Cobalt.
I think it's like spiritual innocence.
virginity? He's married.
I think, yeah.
That means nothing.
His innocence was taken, Cobalt.
They had a baby carried.
Because Tripp was given similar information before about that when he was talking to another inmate. that the warden was had become corrupted.
You know, I agree. If I had remembered that, I would have said that I would have referenced that material back. I'm gonna wind it back because all I did was just re-give you the information from an earlier time. That's it. That's all I did. I would be remiss.
How do I fix my eye without
to
pissing off my god?
To not offer you a do-over on this particular portion because I did give that information particularly to Ronald. I'd just be a bad DM if I just said, sorry, you screwed the pooch, right?
I don't think you'd be a bad DM. I think
mean,
that's
ultimately, we made the decision.
I'm happy. I'm happy either way. I want you to feel good about how you handle this.
I mean, I've all I really did was re-deliver the information, right?
But we also didn't remember it.
Yeah, you guys didn't remember it, so that's.
Yeah. Are we?
I mean, maybe one
bad
additional.
Players, or you,
right.
You know?
I mean, is there like a way to meet in the middle there? Like, is there additional information about that?
Here we go.
Could get?
I will.
That sounds more fair.
I'll give you a partial truth about any one character that you have been introduced to, or that you know the name of, and you've not been introduced to. One partial
now
truth.
You're just teasing us. Now I'm just teased. I want to know about Kendra. I'm sorry. I have been sort of side-eyeing Kendra for a bit. I mean,
I'm fine with
super
that.
hot.
Cobalt, Wyld,
so
Kendra or the warden.
With her, but
It's one of the two. Kendra or the warden.
Kendra or the warden? Not one of the prisoners.
Mine would be the strangler. Or wait,
charlatan. If you want to know something, because it's the only one we don't know.
but some of those weapons seem more powerful than others, so that
or Rye or Tripp, even you guys can know something about yourselves. Because I've
about Tripp would be half decent, to be fair.
This is, you have to bear in mind, guys, and this is not only just for you as players, but for everyone at home. When you sit down at this table, you start writing your story. But when the play starts, everybody starts co-writing your story. This is everybody's moment, right? So I've taken a lot of liberties in your past creation. I'm looking forward to some of the things that I've done, and that you will discover along the way. So this you can ask about each other if there's something that you feel like you would want to know about Rye or Tripp or Torvin or Oz, you know, whatever here.
How many goblins has Temerity killed?
Everybody has to agree on that.
Why is Rye so mean?
You trying to lighten the burden of your genocide there, Eli. You're like, who else here is also a genocidal racist?
I would also.
So I can stop getting all the heat for this. yeah, Torvin.
Who else? Why? So, are you saying you're genocidal? Never mind.
No, I was speaking as Eli. Like,
oh, fair.
Like he wants to know that so that he can be like, well, Temerity too.
Wouldn't you go kill some Nadal people if you could?
Would I?
Yeah.
Who's to say that he hasn't already?
Then you're genociding the Nadal people.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'd love to find out actually.
But they're not a race.
The warden's wife.
It's a nationality.
And is there a way to save her?
Is there a way to
still in there?
That's a whole question, yeah.
She's still in there somewhere.
Wait, who?
And she's been really
the Soriana.
Dinners have all been done.
Oh, that's
so there's that. Well, there's a way to save her.
I'll go with whatever the group wants. I'm pretty easy on this.
Stop the person doing the.
I kind of like that one.
Okay.
Is there a way to save her? That's.
Why am I zapping Oz in the face instead of healing Oz?
That's a fair question.
I mean, then again, it's like what do you mean by save her? Because it's like, would that just mean like her passing on? Because I don't think we're going to be able to get her back into the physical realm. Well, I mean,
no.
Whatever,
She's
who knows?
Died.
Yeah, but resurrection's a thing.
Resurrection is a thing.
Wish spells exist. You know, I don't know. I adhere to the group. If it were me individually, I would pick Kendra.
Okay, then this is the best way to do this here.
Kendra.
We'll start particularly Rye as Ello, you wish to know more about Kendra.
Yes, that's
Okay. All right. Tripp, who do you wish to know more about?
Kendra, I'll go with the group.
I'm just asking you.
Yeah.
That's why I don't
just
care about the group.
individually?
Like, if you were given an opportunity to get a shortened truth, a small truth about someone, or even at this point, a larger truth, what individual?
Oh, I mean, given my character story, me. I don't know shit about myself.
Okay, so then Tripp. Tripp wants to know about Tripp. So we got Kendra and Tripp. Temerity.
I'm gonna say Kendra.
Kendra.
She was my backup choice when we first had the question. So.
Okay. Eli.
I'm gonna say the professor.
Professor L. All right. Oz.
Hmm.
Who would
I feel
Oz know
like
about?
I'm down with either Kendra or our charlatan buddy, because we don't have as much information on them.
The charlatan. Okay.
Yeah.
Or Kendra.
Yeah.
Well, can you choose one?
No.
Roll the dice.
Do you want me to choose one for you?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. All right. And Torvin.
Tripp.
Tripp.
Hmm.
2 for Tripp. 2 for Kendra. 1 for charlatan. And what was your name?
Professor L.
The professor, right? Professor L. Okay.
We want to just narrow it down and then just re-ask with just Kendra and Tripp.
So it sounds like Kendra and Tripp. All right. I have a feeling that Ello, you're going to say Kendra. Kendra or Tripp?
Yeah, Kendra.
Okay, so we got 1 Kendra. Tripp,
I feel like we just learned something about Tripp.
do you want to know about Kendra or Tripp?
Oh, we can go with Kendra.
Kendra. I'm going to guess Misty. You're going to say Kendra.
Kendra.
Cobalt.
I'll just do Kendra then.
Kendra. Okay, that's majority wins right there. So what
I
is
was
it?
gonna say Tripp.
Same.
We're
That's
all
really
flipping our
interesting.
votes now.
Yeah.
That's so
Majority.
funny.
Decide.
Majority. That is majority win. So what is it you wish to know about Tripp?
Kendra. Oh, wait,
Or
Tripp.
Kendra. Sorry, forgive me. Kendra.
Yeah.
What do you wish to know about Kendra?
What are you willing to
Kendra
tell us?
Tripp.
What about? I
What
mean,
are you willing to tell us?
you ask the right question, I'll tell you anything.
What is Kendra's darkest secret?
What is Kendra's darkest secret? Oh man, that's a good one.
That girl's into some shit, man.
Well, I mean,
It's gonna
if
be
it
like
was
she
like-
stole
like
some
that,
wolf.
She
Damn.
was
Damn.
whispering.
Shut up.
No, she was whispering just some fucking creepy shadow thing, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been curious since the room incident with like
That's what I'm saying. There was a
her
creepy
talking to
shadow
the dark.
thing that she was
Exactly.
talking about. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. That has been
That's
in my
why
brain
I said she's
for
gotta
like
be
a
into some
year.
weird shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a weird one.
And then it like creeped on me, man. Ugh.
Rye's always gotten a bad feeling.
Okay.
I mean, you could always ask what are the 3 darkest things. I'm just saying. All right.
Well, not quite playing 2
I
truths and a
wanna
lie.
know. I want to. Yeah. 2 truths and a lie.
All right, I've got it.
I love
This is-
Two Truths and a Lie.
This is just going to breed more questions. Kendra's darkest secret. When she was a child, she witnessed the murder of Benjamin Kaler.
The Benjamin killer we met?
Well.
Didn't we?
What? We were
met
talking to that
Benjamin
man.
Kaler isn't Benjamin. He's a dude who took over his identity, like one of those people, like in real life. Like
in
like
real
people who
life?
like escape and yeah. Sometimes people will adopt identities of dead people and continue
Oh, I see
living
what
as
you're saying.
them. pretending they're that person.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Oh wow!
In this place. He's
But
all
then
I mean,
she
I'm
would have
assuming
known
it's a
that
big
he's
job,
not.
but like,
resurrected or some shit.
But then Kendra would have known that he's not, and he was like showing up to her house and stuff.
Maybe she had a hand in whatever.
And she told us to go talk to him. I'm confused.
She witnessed the murder.
so
Yeah,
this
I mean,
is so this is a second possible necromancy incident too, because like
Mhm.
if it could be possibly. I mean, it could just have been a resurrection spell. You know, like we don't know what happened, but like,
Right.
I mean, we've already dealt with necromancy in the form of Hap, and like we know it's right around the corner, pretty much
And
everywhere.
it doesn't
we go
have
in
to
this
be a
fucking town.
100% truth either that we're being told.
Yeah,
So he could have been gravely injured,
He's
or
only
she could
mostly
have.
dead.
Right, exactly.
Mostly dead.
been
Mostly
mostly
dead
dead.
is slightly alive.
Mostly dead all day.
Or the Kendra we're thinking about isn't the one that we actually know.
I told you it was
Now
going
you
to break
get
more
it.
questions.
Okay. All right,
Wait, did
well,
any of us ever meet Kendra before?
No.
No, I didn't even know he had a daughter.
We're sure about that. Like 100%. None of us, like, I never came to this town and
Positive.
met him at his house. Okay.
How
Okay.
old is Kendra? How old is Benjen?
Are all the people in this town not who they appear?
I know,
And they
but like
all lied
Bob.
to
Okay,
us?
just like I'm looking at them right as
Sure.
Rye.
Yeah.
I could make a assumption
Yeah.
if I didn't ask directly.
Kendra looks to be in her early 30s. Benjen looks to be in his early 40s.
So if she was a child, he would have been like a young teen or maybe a teenager. So, and he's an adult as we knew him. So, what kind of teenager, like fugitive, would need to take over the identity of another teenager and continue living? You know, like that's more of like an adult thing, like when you're in like trouble and stuff. So maybe I don't know. But then it's like if
Yeah,
it was
but-
necromancy, would the undead, you know, even if it was lifelike, continue to age as if it were, you know? So it's like,
You have broken us.
But there were pictures of her with their mother and father, and then later, as she got older,
Yes.
the mother was no longer in the picture. So we have seen, and those photos or those paintings or whatever
They're just
look
paintings.
like a child version of her, right? Like I saw them.
Yeah.
With eyeballs.
Everybody
Okay.
saw them. It was, you could see the timeline of settling depression mostly.
But it was clearly her.
Yeah, it looks just like her, unless she's playing the long con.
and Benjen is probably not aligned with the evil forces because he was used by the evil forces, right? They carved in the back of his head and made him do some shit. I mean, he could still be like their puppet, but like, I don't know.
There's-
Interesting.
You asked the
I still
question.
want to know who she was talking to, because she was like, "What am I going to do?" And then a creepy voice was like, "In due time." And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, how's that not her deepest, darkest secret? What the hell?
Right.
Yeah.
She had like wolves under her, like ghost wolves under her friggin'
Whoa,
bed.
you guys have never prayed at your bedside at night?
Prayed at my
I mean,
bedside?
praying to my bedside is one thing. Having
When I was 6.
having something creepily respond back.
Whoa, okay, hold
She
on,
might
hold
have
on.
not been able to hear it though.
I'm
like
gonna clear up
most of us.
some confusion very fast.
Okay.
Kendra didn't hear those voices.
Well, I don't know that.
You did.
But do we know
Yeah.
she didn't hear them?
No,
Us.
but at no point.
Well, I don't know that. Us doesn't know that.
Sometimes voices can come from behind an individual as well. Perhaps
there was,
if
like there was like something shadowy and creepily.
of course.
So she maybe didn't perceive it.
I mean, I think we've all operated under that assumption. I think it's safe to think that
Who would
what
she be
we
praying
thought
to?
was that.
Farmer's right. At no point did Kendra answer the voice.
That's true, but like, who would she be praying to anyways? Like, who is her god? Like,
Well,
did we
and
even talk to her
also,
about
to be fair though, all in due time. What's the response to that? Okay, cool, thanks. Like, there's no. Sometimes that's the end
True.
of a
True.
creepy ass conversation.
that? Yes, my lord.
As you wish.
Praise at bedside. Job's done.
Job's done.
Oh gosh, oh god.
Under attack. Prayer
Perfect.
complete.
I'm glad I could just confuse most of you guys with that. That was fun. That was something that I did not expect to get out. Honestly, there are so many secrets in this town that it's a little disgusting, but it's so cool at the same time.
I cannot wait to be like done with this campaign so I can scour the
book,
information. Yep. Yeah, like I just want to just
I'm gonna read it from cover to cover.
And I just want to be like, oh my God, we were right there, you know, like, and just be like, oh, this shit, you know. How much have you changed? That's just like a side question. How much have you changed the characters or the scenario outside of the source material? Have you strayed far? Do you feel like you strayed a little bit? Do you feel like you've stayed?
I mean, I take the character profiles, right, and I look at what their like predelineations are, how they react in most scenarios. They say he's ill-tempered, he's hot-headed, he's prone to attack, and I put my like the bub spin on things. I try to discover what motivates him to act this way. And then how can I provoke those scenarios, or how do I deflate those scenarios? So more often than not, I say that I conflate the experience by deviating far enough away, but giving enough authenticity to the individual character. So they're written very similarly. But
this makes the scene where Kendra's like almost murdered the sheriff even more creepy. Yeah, because she was like holding glass, and she like, it looked like she stabbed him or something, but. I mean, I think there was some precision going on there, but.
Hey, chat, how many of you have jumped into the source material and read all through it? Like,
I think some people
while
have.
You're watching this.
I actually know.
I'm curious.
Only Shadowkin is watching because they're going through this game right now.
Mm-hmm. Sundays, I think.
Yeah.
I think that would be a really fun way to watch a campaign, personally. Like, be on the totally on the outside, having all the answers, but watching the group deal with it, you know, like walk through it, you know, like that's
screaming at the TV. Don't open the
yeah, because that puts more emphasis on like decisions, because you know the full implications of them, right? Like if we decide to, you know, kill and eat Hap, like I was going to, they're gonna be like, oh shit, he's about to eat some dead dog meat, you know, like they would have known that before if they hadn't. That's kind of interesting.
That's one I can give you, right? That's one I can tell you right away, because it's of such a small amount, right? Hap is just the town dog in the book. That's it.
Gotcha.
His name is Hap, and he is just a town dog. Everybody loves him. They throw out all their scraps for him. He didn't die once before or 12 times before. He's just one old muddy town dog. That's about it.
Gotcha. Okay. So some liberties have been taken a little. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
in that scenario, they're like, Bob, you evil. Why'd you do that to the doggo?
Are you 5 dogs?
Oh, pretty.
Oh, so you're saying I could have eaten Hap?
You might have gotten cholera, but yes, very much so. All right, I think this is where I'm actually going to start and kick off our experience, since we've kind of got all that. And I feel like we're mostly out of that bit of a mood there. So let's kick it back off. The last we saw, Torvin turned to discover that Tripp was missing. And then everyone else turned to realize that the doors had swung open wide. They smacked into the walls, echoing off of the rest of the chamber, spitting noise across the entire building. Everyone turned, realizing the Tripp is gone, and that's where we ended our scenario. So, Tripp, I'm going to start particularly with you, okay? Where you are, my friend. Where you are. Let's go with that one. In a hastened moment, you're looking around. You feel this pressure and stress on your forearms. You feel nothing below your feet. And as you glance around, you see darkness, flits of light bounce off the walls around you, and you realize that you're hanging by your fingertips. As you kind of struggle to pull yourself up, part of the mortar of the cobble falls, bounces off the walls, and you realize that you're hanging some 30, 40, 50 feet off of the ground. You can still hear the echoes of the door slamming. Torvin's voice, 30 or 40 feet away. The boy! And then a pause. What do you do, Tripp? What does this look like?
Help!
You scream out?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna scream out. I'm not gonna stay there in silence.
Okay. You call for help. I need everybody to try and listen to this for me, so give me some perceptions. Squall.
I'm just like,
I hope not.
One of my biggest regrets about Rye is not going in perception. I'm so mad at myself. Like, the only reason I didn't do it is because I always do it. I always go perception. I was like, this time I'm not. And now I'm like, man, I'm an idiot.
Sometimes it's fun to not be the one
You
that's
don't
always,
even need it. It's
not looking at stuff and not seeing stuff.
Yeah, and I thought that's how I'd feel, but I don't. I want to see everything. But it's good. It's developed our relationship, so I like
Definitely.
it.
Yeah.
but yeah, you hear me call out. I guess if they get the checks, it would be.
Eli, Oz, Rye.
Look, you don't even need that. I got a +8 to this roll, and look at you. You beat me.
Yeah, that rarely happens.
Torvin.
I have been actually rolling really well on
Look,
my perceives because that's how I found the secret in the wall. I mean,
That's
It's true. Torvin, can I
See?
get a perception from you, please?
I was bleeding from the eyeballs,
yes.
so
Thank you.
I feel like I'm not as perceptive right now.
Perfect.
you have
Everybody,
sight beyond sight.
everyone is going to hear this. You hear the help, help, and then echo. An echo's beneath you, Tripp, as you continue calling out, but the echo back seems different. Help, help, help. Back and forth. It seems to bounce off of the walls. And then you can almost see near your arms, like your wrist, there appears to be some light starting to rise from beneath you. He's called out. Do you run through the open doors to try to find him?
yeah.
Right? I'm still like embracing Oz, right?
Oz,
like I'm
correct.
still down with okay, so I do not.
Oz looks around.
Absolutely.
Where
Yeah, I do,
to see
yeah.
where he's hearing this voice from,
You-
and then he will like look into Rye's eyes as Rye's holding him and be like, "Do you hear that?"
I turn, and I nod, and I turn and look in the direction of the sound.
I would frantically try to climb.
Give me a
if I'm
strength check.
seeing, glowing light, fucking.
Yeah,
come
give me a
on.
strength.
Oh, his is just a regular D20, right?
I think so, my friend.
Ooh, I fucking hate you.
I mean,
No,
you
that's,
got two lucky
Got
rolls.
rerolls. Yeah.
Ooh, I mean,
Nah, we'll
good time to do
The
it.
strength of an 11-year-old. A 20.
whatever. Fuck it,
Come
we'll try it
on,
again.
time to do it.
Ooh,
And then,
Oh, even
having
worse.
said that,
All right, no, fuck that.
You
Okay,
still got
well,
one more.
you got one more.
Just kidding. You can do whatever you want.
Right in the beginning, just
no,
gone.
I don't know what I'm gonna. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna save it just in case. I'm just.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
You're
We'll let it play
now.
out. I'm frantic. I'm seeing fucking light. I hear these weird echoes, and it's an overwhelming situation. So yeah, Tripp just starts like freaking out, and he tries to climb, and he can't get a good handle on the wall.
You're incapable of climbing. I need a fortitude from you. Let's see what you get here.
You're smart to hold off. God damn, dude.
That's hard.
What the fuck is wrong with you tonight?
Even
Uh,
even or odd in your favor.
even.
Are you sure?
No, but just roll it anyway.
Even.
God
Odd.
diddle darn it.
Tripp,
Yeah.
you try to pull yourself up, but you can feel it starts at first as a burning in your wrist, moving down the front of your forearms, and you can feel the weight. Admittedly, the boy's young. He's not very, very heavy. He's not strong. Many
He's
other boys
dexterous
are
with writing.
exactly. He's designed to be more at a writing desk, not to be plowing a field, which a lot of this town is a farming town, and you don't really know why. Most of the dirt here, the soil has been tainted. You try to pull yourself up, and that burning starts, and then you feel something across the front of your arm. It's not the kind where it's like fingers or a cold sensation. No, it's a snap and a burn. your pinky and your ring finger go limp. I need a new fortitude save, DC of 12. Torvin, you bound into the room. Move into the room. I will give you a 20-foot, and then give me a perception check. You guys can similarly move at the same... Basically, we're in a pseudo-initiative, so if you want to move 20, you can.
Everybody?
Yes. Unless you want to continue holding Oz. Oz is still kind of down.
We can get up.
Are you going to get up?
Yeah, we can get up.
Can I help you? I'm going to help you. I think we should use our 20 to help you up and
Yeah, we won't get as far. We'll get
That would be about right there at that where Temerity is. That's 20 feet.
Okay, so maybe we get to the door.
We'll get to the door.
Yeah, you guys will end up getting to the door.
I can't move your character, so you have to move yourself.
I got you.
So,
together forever, friendship forever. There you go.
The three of you that are in the room, new perceptions, please.
Ooh.
Okay. So we have Temerity and Eli. You're going to see this. There's not really much in the way of noise. It's rather silent. Then you hear the sound of what seems like a pebble bouncing off of a wall. It seems to go deeper, bouncing off of another wall, and you glance around, you can't really see much, but then it catches your eyes. You hear this almost hinted whimper. And there are fingers, braced at what looks to be the base of a hole in the floor. Before you can react, perception from Temerity and from Eli. Temerity.
Jesus. You rolled a 12 and you got a 23?
Temerity, you hear a pop. A singular popping noise. It's not the sound of someone tapping on stone. It's like the sound of plucking bone from chicken.
Oh.
This audible plopping noise, this plunk.
Dislocation. Ooh,
Tripp,
2 fingers too.
As you're looking at your right arm, you're watching your muscles cord as it's attempting to hold up your body as much as possible. You feel it going, but it's literally fight or flight at this moment. You witness the snapping of the muscle in the front of your forearm roll back. But you're still holding on.
Yeah.
Do you call out again?
Yeah. I mean,
Tripp, you feel pain. Real pain for the first time in a very, very long time. Even though you know it's not your body, you're feeling it. What do you do?
Call up. I mean, I would keep calling out for help. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Either that or keep trying to climb.
Okay.
I guess
as you open your mouth to emit a noise, that painful scream and cry, you immediately hear,
"Don't say a word."
Another just below it.
"We're coming for a bite."
What was the second thing they said?
We're coming for a bite. The light is starting to grow up more so. Now the three of you, despite not hearing the initial popping of that muscle, light is starting to erupt from this orifice in the ground. You can see the silhouette of something, a lump against the wall, and it's starting to shift and shiver. You realize it is the boy based entirely upon the fingers. Do you rush over and aid? Do you emit a noise?
Yeah, I mean, I would still try to call up for help. Yeah.
What does it sound like? What if you thought in the moment of paramount fear, you're feeling pain for the first time in God knows 50 years. You know that you're about to fall. If someone doesn't get to you in the next few seconds,
yeah,
you could plummet into the depths of this place that burned, where there are spirits that will not be kind to the boy, and certainly not be kind to you.
I mean, still, I mean, right into that pain, it would just be like, and then, try to keep pulling myself up.
A grunting cry is emitted.
Yeah.
This isn't quiet. Even you back at the door can hear it. It's the cry of a boy in pain.
Do I see him from where I'm at?
Not through
Do I
them.
see him?
Not through them.
But I can hear them, right?
Yeah, you can hear. You can hear. So this comes to whomever takes action. This is going to come to either Torvin, Temerity, or Eli.
Man, I'm getting my grappling hook and I'm running towards the hole.
Grappy.
Yeah.
If I see him going for Grappy, I would, like, I'll rush over as well, but I'm gonna let. How does this look? Because the grappling hook, if he's holding on.
So the grappling hook's not bandoliered, right? He's actually going to have to go through his bag and grab it. Even if it's on the top, you still have to take it off of your back because he's like shield and weapon. This is going to take a moment for him to get this. That moment could be his life.
Is there a collection of cursed items on top of Grappy by chance?
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Tripp, you hang there for what feels like an eternity. Moments last forever. You can hear them. It's the pause. It's that moment before action.
Yeah. I would still try to make my last attempt to move up. I mean, I know that
Give me a
the
strength
body's in
check.
pain, but
DC 14.
oops, sorry. It's gonna be minus.
You guys are gonna go help.
It's 13. That's from the last roll, but it's
Sure.
13.
It's 13. You feel the tension build in your fingers, and as you start to pull, you realize you have no strength at all in your pinky and your ring finger on your left hand. And as you begin to pull, you can see the shake and the tremble in your fingertips. Your wrist is starting to tighten up. The muscle, as you start to pull your body, it can visibly see it rolling further down your arm betwixt the elbow and forearm, and you can see the knot of skin and flesh where it's built up at this point. I need a fortitude save. This one matters. Even or odd?
Even.
Chat, you guys can make this easier.
God damn.
It's okay if you like suffering, but you guys can make this easier. All right. So you said even? Okay.
Woo! That's even.
You can feel the muscle starting to tense up just under where that one was at. It's leaning to the left of the forearm, where you might have a bit more tantamount control over your index and middle finger, where you feel like most of your grip strength actually is anyway. It's not quite hit your thumb, but you can't quite nestle your thumb over the crook of the top. But as you hold, nothing bad happens this time, but again, matter of seconds. He's taking his action. Jen coming in with a luck reroll. Thank you so much, Jen Human. Literally saving this man's life. That's 3. Temerity. Torvin. Eli. Oz. Rye. It's that pause. You can see them there. You can hear the boy cry. You know, if you were even at the door, you know he's no more than 30, 40 feet away.
I mean, listen, Rye would totally charge.
Yeah, as soon as I can go.
Diving.
You're diving.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Go for
which
it.
one of us is closest? Because
Do you
I think
want-
that makes...
Give me... Because this is moments, I will need a reflex save. You're immediately throwing your body prone to the ground. But I'm going to need a reflex from whomever is going, even if it's multiple of you.
I think that really is what it would be.
Okay.
I'm gonna take whatever I get. There you go.
Okay.
I can see him like crawling out of this hole or trying to.
Sure.
Give me 1 second.
Are we just reflex saving to see how quickly we get to help him?
This group will get the reflex. At this point, Rye and Oz, your reflex is quickly getting over to the area. Reflexively, like it's not going to matter, right? You're just trying to bypass.
It's just
But-
seeing who's quick.
Yeah. Essentially, what this looks like, Torvin, you see this. You see the lax strength in the pinky and index finger. You hear the cries. Temerity heard the snapping of that bone, like almost muscle. and then the shake in the fingers, that moment right before he falls. Torvin, you leap. Temerity, you leap similarly. It's almost like a scene from Home Alone. You both just leap outward trying to grab. Temerity, you fall just short. Torvin, interestingly enough, you leap far enough. Maybe it's your skills in being an urban ranger. Parkouring to a degree. But you've leapt just far enough that you grab onto his hand. Temerity, where you've reached out, his hand falls slack, and he begins to fall. Torvin, you have caught his hand, right as he was giving in. Temerity and Torvin, perception please. Both of you, as you're peering over, you can see the boy. Tripp is there. Fear is just glued to his face. Nothing is shifting away from it, and you're not sure if this is Pevrin or if this is Tripp. But more so than that, a silhouette of light dances beneath him. Something is rising from the depths of Harrowstone itself, and you realize the heat coming from it is fire. You can hear the laughs and the whispers of something far sinister. Something nasty lurks below and is rising from the depths of this. So, I am going to take initiative.
Oh boy.
Am I a part of this or not really? Because I'm technically still dang. Okay.
Oh, 1,000,000%. You're going to give me some initiative here. I'll go ahead and roll mine. It's not great. Looks like you guys are going to get to go first there.
I don't know if your turn order looks right. Mine says I have 16 and 11, but it was 11.
Yeah, it's because it moved. It shifted away multiple characters.
Okay.
All right, so
Mine was 9. Sorry.
let's just do this. Right, you've got a 16. Torvin, what was yours?
14 Hang on.
13. Torvin had a 13. Oz had a 14, correct. Eli has an 11. I have an 8. Tripp, what do you have?
A 9.
9. Wow, okay. That's not exceptional. And Temerity, you have a
11.
11. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and put this in descending, and we're gonna get some music. Something a little more tense. A little more tense than this, I think. Oz, let's see. Tripp, you... Wait a minute. You had a... I just adjusted that. What? You had a 9, right? You did have a 9. Tripp. In descending order. Rye, you were going to go first here. So I'd like to know what it is you want to do here while I'm finding your music.
Okay, so I'm going to go into dragon style.
Okay.
Yeah, so what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to charge or run over difficult terrain. I can also charge through squares that contain allies.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to basically charge through everybody. And from what I'm seeing, Torvin is like the only person at Tripp right now, kind of holding on to him, right?
I have his hand. Yep.
You have his hand. And now you've started combat, but have we seen any enemies? Are there...
You have not.
Okay, so
We
what
have
I'm
not
going...
seen yet.
Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to, like, Rye gets to the door, he sees what's going on, he kind of clicks, he sees Pevin for a quick second, Torvin runs over. So I'm going to charge past everybody. I'm going to try to, like, slide next to Torvin somehow and, like, aid him in helping Pevin.
Sure, you wish to aid. That's, I mean, your round is you moving. You're going to move and then offer a standard action here of assisting. So let's go ahead and position you guys right where I think you're going to be at. So that's Torvin. That's not whom I want to move. There we go. You're there. And let's go ahead and shift yourself on the right side, if you would please. Move yourself on the right side.
Yep.
And this is where you are. You're helping here. So, you wish to aid in pulling up, is my guess, right?
Correct. Yeah. Like I just like run and I slide,
Sure.
slide by and like try to like, grab him or do whatever I can.
Give me a strength and a perception.
Sure. Here's the strength. I think. Did it roll? Okay, there we go.
Okay, and a perception, please.
Perception.
Perception. You can see the light rising from the depths of Harrowstone. It's firelight, it's flickering, and it seems to be growing. Your strength looks good. You begin to pull on both of them. You've got a hold of Torvin and the boy. You've reached down, grabbing at the what looks to be like the rolled up cuff of his shirt, just before it breaks into the leathers that's been provided. Oz. It's Oz's turn. What does Oz do?
Get a little confused. No. Oz is gonna run up to here and kind of just like grab a hold of Torvin to kind of help. I know he's already being helped, but I can't really help anything further. I just know that I think if Peprin's down there, I don't see anything else, right? So I'm just gonna like hold.
You just see the light. That's it.
I'm gonna hold like Torvin's legs or something to make
Sure.
sure that he stays up there.
Okay.
I got his little feetsies.
Oh God,
My
the
big
goblin's
weird
got my legs.
gobble
The goblin's got my legs. Perfect.
gobble hands.
Sure, Torvin. Torvin, it is your turn.
And Pecker's gonna jump out of the bucket.
Got it. That's as safe as it can be.
I'm basically trying to grab more of his clothing rather than his being
Got it.
to help lift. And I know that I can't lift, but I'm going to pull in so that as they pull me, I help bring him out.
Sure. Give me a... Ooh, this means you're going to have to release one of your hands. I'm assuming that you're going to do so you can get a better grip on him, even with the aid. I'd like a strength check. It's really good. It's really, really good. Yeah, you managed to maintain your grip. You've got it, like at this point, you're kind of wrapped up in his collar, right? Like you can feel your hand gets right up under the leathers that's been provided, and it's in his collar. This is probably as steady as it's going to get because they're tied. The leathers are tied very tightly to his body. It was designed for someone that is, a bit older, an adult male. But in this case, you can bind leathers down. It looks good. You've got a hold of him. Would you like to try pulling him up?
Absolutely.
All right, one more strength, please. Very good.
Ooh,
It's getting even better.
killing it.
You start to pull him up. You're hoisting his body and your own body because, well, dwarves' center of gravity is a bit lower. Their bodies aren't nearly as like lithe as a human's. So you're kind of like worming his body up the hole as much as you possibly can, dragging the leathers and his body with a Tripp. You can feel you're starting to shift up this hole. It's dragging your person against the grated hole here. You can see, Tripp, from where you are, the light that is now being shown, this hole has been seared. There are burn marks, like carbon and burn marks that have risen up from this hole that are decades old. Quite a few decades old. Temerity, it is your turn.
I would be helping. My priority would be getting Tripp out of the hole, so I would be helping, like, grab like other parts of clothing to pull him out sooner.
Sure. You can't really get much in the way of a grip from where you're currently at. If you go to the opposite side, you could. However, on the opposite side, there appears to be what looks to be like a very small like river, a fingerlet of sorts that's letting water seep down into this pass.
Does Torvin clearly have Tripp in a way that he's going to get him out of the hole?
It looks
Like,
good. It looks like it's as good as it's going to get without
Okay.
being too much more in the way of duress.
Can I cast detect magic on that water? Because I see the light coming up, right? Like I can clearly see the fire.
Of course.
Okay. I'd like to detect magic on the water supply.
You got it. Roll me D1000.
Thanks, chat.
Yeah, I was like,
we had to get it out of the way.
yeah,
That
I
the
was
thing.
like,
It was
I don't
either-
think casting anything is going to be a good idea.
It was
but-
either get it out of the way now or get out of the way in combat.
Yeah,
Hope it
I
turns
didn't have
into
any
holy
spells
water.
to help in this situation, so that's why I didn't cast anything.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious, so I
Your
genuinely
11's
in
low.
character.
Could be a good thing.
Yeah, it's not high. Maybe it'll help us.
Oh.
Laughing.
I love it.
That's not
Could be
the
good, could be good, could be good.
Yeah, but like, like when you do this, is rolling higher better or rolling like now?
Last
we're in
time I
golf
did this, I started the global pandemic, so I would like to not do that this time. So tell me if I need to re-roll.
I would recommend it.
Well, that answers that question.
Yeah, I think higher rolls are better if I'm not mistaken. Like the
I don't know.
lowers, like bad
The darkest
I feel like
timeline is 777. So
Yeah, I feel like I rolled really high one time and it was not good. No bueno.
Oh, it's all just random. It's just scattered. Okay. Well.
Okay. That's probably for the best, to be
Yeah.
honest. We're all over the place with our rolls.
the silence is really worse than the laughter.
He
Yeah,
looks
the amount of
confused.
reading he's doing right now is scary.
Yeah,
Okay.
he looks confused.
Peach tree, please. A second peach tree is planted.
Oh my gosh.
We're just planted. It was like a Johnny Appleseed
Look,
of.
we're helping the environment out.
Peach trees just
every-
follow me wherever I go.
One
Sloth.
dungeon at a time.
Thank you so much for that. That's another
you,
luck roll for the
Sloth.
players. That puts you guys at 4 of 5. Interesting scenario. This is where things become interesting, bleak, but immersive.
Oh, no. Oh.
Something becomes very, very different. And this is the first time that any of this has happened before. Okay. Cool. So, your scenario is this, my friend. You parlayed with wild magic. You've come out, your spell does not quite go as intended. This is a trite bit different. So, this is what we have. Everything around you immediately pauses. Not in the sense of like, hold on, everybody's having a thought, but as in quite literally stops. As if you're in a bubble protected from time itself. And only you can think and move and act and say anything at all. You have no idea how long this is going to work, how long it's going to exist. But where your allies are in front of you, they are no longer there. This extends beyond your immediate field of vision and gives you the room. And something before you begins to play. A scenario that had once happened. It's not unlike anything that you wouldn't have expected. In fact, you feel like you read about this. It's strange. There are guards. Multiple guards. They're standing around what looks to be a device. There is a platform designed for 2 men to stand upon. There is a lever mechanism, but it's been dropped. A cable has been cut. The guards are arguing. How are we going to get him back? How can we get him back? They're going to kill him. They're going to kill the warden. He's down there right now. One pause. I don't know. I don't think there's anything we can do. The door swings wide behind you. Everyone turns in the room and sees a woman, lovingly clad in a beautiful blue and white dress, hair no longer flowing upward as if it was floating in water. This Oriana, still alive. She demands to know where her husband is. The men don't say anything. She stomps her heel, white knuckles her hand into a fist. Where is Warden Hawkrin? The men purse their lips. They glance around nervously so. You start to hear the cackles of men some 40, 50 feet below. And that pause hangs for a minute, as everybody immediately knows what that means, right? Everybody knows what that might mean. But nobody says anything. Before finally, "Oh, he's down here, love. He's with us right now. Why don't you come down here? You could hang out with your lovey-dovey and it'd be fine. Ain't that right, Warden? Say something kind to your wife." "My dear, whatever you do not come down here. Stay above. And no matter... Don't listen to him. He's a little pissy right now. Just go on and have your way down here. We haven't seen a lovely woman in such a long time. It would be so nice to see your skin flayed open." The guards look grimly amidst each other. "Ma'am, we're not going down there." Bessariana panics. She starts to cry, and she moves over to the hole itself in the ground, where this cable has been cut and clipped. She's crying out, nothing intelligible about the words that she's saying whatsoever, and she looks like she wants to take a step into this orifice that leads 50 feet below, and the men stop her. A third guard walks over, trying to apprehend her, a fourth assisting, and they begin to carry her out of the room. She's kicking and screaming, and she wants her husband. And the last words that you hear from her before she's carried out of the room is, "My baby." She levies a heel into a wooden contraption that holds barrels. The men turn to look back down the hole, and a single barrel rolls off first, and then a second, and then a third. And as they bump each other, it creates this almost momentum-esque device that carries these barrels over to the orifice before clipping this man in the leg. He falls out of the way, dropping a torch, and the barrels roll into the hole. And with a single bursting out of flame, before your vision turns back into everything that is normal around you, as least as normal as can be, you witnessed the great fire of Harrowstone that ended the lives of everyone in that day. Back into our experience. Those images sort of trace her back and pull back unto you, and you glance around. There's no way that lasted just a few seconds. But what you see isn't the stress of that fire. You see the return of them pulling for the boy. You see the fire starting to rise from below. And now you have a better glimpse at what actually happened that day. That is your round. Everybody that was paying attention at this point, I think it's probably most likely going to be Oz. Maybe Eli. You witness Temerity move to the other side, and what looks to be an attempt to cast a spell, and she pauses. She doesn't even move. Tripp. It's your turn.
Keep trying to get my way out.
What do you do?
Well, I mean, if they're grabbing on my clothing, I would still try to use my good arm to, I mean, even my damaged one to still muscle through to try and pull myself out. Okay,
it's going to be easier now. You have people that are assisting you. Give me a strength check. Man, it's real hard when you get a 2, though.
Reroll?
We did get another reroll. I'm just saying.
There are 4 luck rerolls.
I only got 2 left. I mean, if I have this many people around, I'm not going to risk it. I'll just let it go as is.
Your arms fall limp. One is still being held, tautly so, by Rye and by Torvin. But your other arm falls to your side. And as your arm falls, it scrapes across the wall, creating this crease in the carbon where the fires had burned up, leaving almost like charcoal stains on your hand. But you can feel as your hand falls to your side the heat below rising up. The rest of your body's covered, but your hands aren't. It's getting noticeably warmer, Tripp. Do you say anything? Is there anything that you try to like muster or mention?
Knowing that there's the fire, like I'm experiencing the heat of the fire again. I mean, Tripp would probably be more fearful now, and just he would utter out, It's burning again. It's burning. And yeah, that'd be his turn.
My turn.
See him, yeah, full panic.
Where this firelight is rising up this hole in the ground. Something else seems to rise with the flame. It's moving betwixt it. It's almost like it's moving with the fire itself. Begins nipping at your heels, Tripp. You feel something pinching at first at your heel, then at your calf. And then again on the other leg. And it's not just a small nip, as it starts to grab on to your pant leg and your feet and starts to pull. Tries to pull you under. Eli.
I think I rolled an 11. I don't know why I'm a 7.
Did you roll an... I mean, I can go back up and check. It may have just force corrected it. You did. That's my bad.
I guess I'll walk up to the hole. Did I get the grappling hook out then? Since that was my...
Sure, yeah.
Do a reflex?
Yeah, you managed to reach through and find your way to the grappling hook.
So I'll walk up to the hole, and I'll try to... Oops, my ball separated from my body.
It's alright, I can put it back on.
I will try to lower the hook end.
Okay.
Under Tripp and like catch his leg with it and help pull him up.
Sure.
Or catch a part of him with it with the grappling hook.
Sure, you managed to get this the bevy of rope here, this like 50-foot hemp that has been provided courtesy of Oz, and you start to like lower this, drawing it down, letting go slack as you go. You do hear something as you start to kind of like let this tink in. You hear it like bounce off the ground. You heel it over, and then you hear the sound of metal, something kind of like ping ting ting, and then nothing. But you don't think much of it. I'll give you a perception to see if you see anything as it's going over.
My eyes are there. Can I see?
Of course you can see.
Oops, that's linguistics.
Perception. Eli, as you hear that tink-tink noise, as you kind of like move your heel over to kind of kick this down so that the grappling hook can go under, and you can basically fish Tripp out. It's at that particular moment that you notice that as you kick this over, the holy symbols are wrapped up around Grappy. Just went over the edge, but still kind of wrapped around it. This is not the first, it isn't the second, but the third time now that you've seen the holy symbols seem to cling tightly to rope.
No!
Torvin, you see the same thing. What do? Do you still continue lowering the rope just to underneath Tripp, or...
Are they in the hole? They're in the hole now?
Yes, they're just wrapped around one of the grips of the grappling hook. One of the hook ends.
I'll reel it back in, because we don't want to lose that.
Okay.
You're like,
Torvin.
"Gosh, it's got a mind of its own."
Torvin. When he kicks this off, you see this is kind of hooked around it. It's wrapped up very tightly around it, and it goes just over the edge. You see this go over. There's that pause, that moment of like that gutter, like, oh, like something bad's about to happen. I even think Tripp would probably see this. Tripp, as you see it descend by your side, you can witness this as well. But as it lowers briefly to your leg, only you notice, Tripp, that whatever has a hold of your leg, that particular leg, your right leg, it releases. It lets go of your leg. Just your right leg.
And it's coming down the same side as that, right?
Correct.
Better grab something else.
I would yell out. No, would I have enough sense to put that together?
I mean, 1-on-1 make 2.
Can I reach up for it with my other hand, maybe?
I would say, yeah. Let me see if I can get this. Yeah, he would kind of try to utter out, "Keep lowering it. Whatever's got a hold of me is afraid. Keep lowering it." And then he's like still trying to like hold on to like for like dear life.
Eli, you start to reel this back in when you hear Tripp. Torvin, you said, can you reach out to it? If you reach out to it, you're going to release one of your grips on Tripp. Do you trust Rye enough?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think I got a hand on, but
Yeah.
Okay, which grip do you release? Your dominant hand, which is clasping onto the nape of his collar, right? That's your strong hand here. That's your bow like stout hand.
I gotta go with my left hand.
Okay. All right.
grab my strong hand.
Then you release from the nape there. That's impressive. You feel yourself immediately trip when that releases. The sincerity of your ability to survive here is suddenly dangling, very thinly so. I need to know what this looks like. This interaction between Eli and Torvin. Eli, you said you wanted to pull this up. Torvin, you said you wanted to reach out for it. Tripp is asking. So Torvin, do you grab for it? Eli, do you like yank it up very quickly? How does this look?
Just trying to grab the silvery bits.
Just don't let it drop in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to lose it.
Okay. All right. You reach out for it.
I'll slow it down if I see him grabbing and I hear Tripp request, but I just don't want it to get lost in a pit.
I got you. Rye, we're moving back to the top of initiative. Eli's lowered this and started to pull this back up. Torvin releases his strongest grab so that he can reach out for this series of holy symbols. You notice the difficulty gets a little bit more so when trying to pull this boy up. He's just at an angle that makes it odd, even hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna like flex, and I'm gonna pull him up.
Yeah, strength. Give it to me. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, man.
Remember, this is a bit more difficult than it was prior.
Sure. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Thought you might.
All right.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I mean, to go any further would be to risk another re-roll. So 16,
even or odd?
I'll take it. Ooh. Even. We'll stick with even. Boom.
Well done. You managed to pull him up halfway. Ooh. You realize the boy is quite a bit heavier than you anticipated. Dead weight is a little harder to pull. You're certain of that. But this is much more so. It feels like something is holding on to him.
Fuck that. I'll fish for bad guys using Peverin. I will reel that motherfucker in, all right?
You managed to hoist just above his arms, right? So he's basically got his armpits at the wayside. His head is above the hole at this point. That's how much you managed to fish out of this. But you can see the struggle is still there.
I as I'm pulling him up, I want to look at Tripp or Peverin.
You got it.
In the eyes, and I just want to say, I got you. You know, like I'm just trying to like get him to calm down, like give him a little reassurance.
You got it. Oz, you're up.
Keep going.
All right. Oz is gonna kind of like move over to the edge. We'll pull out his crossbow and like move over to the edge.
Okay.
He said something hit his legs or whatever. So Oz is just gonna be like looking down, and as soon as I see anything that I can shoot at, I'm gonna blink at it.
All right. So you're readying an action. Got it. Torvin.
And just kind of keeping my eyes watching.
Sure. Very tightly, very keenly aware. Torvin, you're up. What do you do?
I'm still trying to reach for these holy symbols.
Okay. He's very slowly pulling this back up. You can reach for them. There's not much to it. You just gotta wait. That's really what it comes down to. There's not really a roll for this. You just have to wait for it to rise to that point.
How long will it take?
Half a round. Maybe when it just gets back to the front of his turn, that's when it will probably, like, once he makes a decision about that. Okay. So do you just hold and
I am just about to pounce with one hand and
I got
holding in with the other.
Then I'm going to shift you in initiative so that you are here. or I'm going to try to. Yeah, there we go. Temerity. You're back too.
I'd say she's pretty shaken. And I can't even see me doing anything this round, right? Like I can't just snap back and be like, oh, that cool, right? Like everything's fine.
No, I don't. That would be uncanny to be able to do that so swiftly.
I think she's just gonna stand there a little stunned.
You got it.
And just kind of look around and see what's going on in the hole and try to. Can I notice anything about the hole? Clearly, it's the same hole that the warden fell down. Or was down, right?
As you're like watching, you're like taking everything in essentially, right? You are watching all around this area, and you can see the implements of how much degradation and decay has occurred over the last 50 years. The open wall has certainly allowed the elements into this room, and it's caused so much damage. The actual the arch that they lowered from isn't even here anymore. It's come to such a decay. There are splinters across the ground in a myriad of pieces and places, which might be difficult if you were barefoot, but not really much of an issue. You stand stunned.
It's interesting is like what she saw versus what the Soriana told us.
Yes.
It's almost matches to some extent.
Yeah, it's just like looking at it from one person's perspective.
Yeah.
Torvin. It is back to you now. Eli, you're essentially operating here. I'm guessing that you pull this up to Torvin to reach out for it, and then lower your grapple back down. That's my guess. I don't want to assume, but that's my thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Torvin. You reach out and you grab onto this. You got a hold of it. You realize that the chains themselves, these silver chains, are wrapped tightly around it, almost as if it's trying to nestle itself and create its own home, right? These fetters have the effect of holy symbols hold onto an individual just as much as an individual holds onto a holy symbol. Your best guess is this is trying to home itself. It's trying to find the best thing that it can, the best living thing, which begs the question of why the grappling hook? But you reach for it. I want a sleight of hand if you want to be able to remove this.
Ooh, you sure?
I'm certain of it. It's going to require some dexterity.
Torvin, do you have any dex, bud?
Yeah.
He's got lots. He's got lots of dex.
I know. Is sarcasm?
But I'm going to make a reroll on that one.
I thought you might.
No.
Oh my god. Wow.
Sometimes the dice speak loudly. You can both see, Eli, Torvin, you can both see that the struggle is real. He's unable to disassemble this rat's nest of chains and holy symbols. It's nestled very tightly to the black iron hook. Do you let it go and take your chances? The chances of falling off are rather slender, as far as you can tell.
No, I still want it. I do not want it to go down there.
Okay, then you're going to pull it the rest of the way out of the hole. In order for you to maintain this and hold your grip on it, you're going to have to completely forfeit your hold on Tripp.
If I can feel Tripp lifting up, then
definitely
yes.
You can feel him lifting up. All right, that's what it looks like. Rye, all of the pressure falls specifically to your shoulders when it comes to lifting. Tripp is going to try, but he knows, and I know, that he's not very strong, at least in this body. Tripp, it is your turn.
What do I got? I'm gonna. It's about time I do it. I'm gonna cast Circle of Death.
Wow. Okay.
No,
where'd you get that?
I'm fucking with you.
Where'd you get that?
I cast Death Ward.
If I'm being pulled up already, I mean, is there really much more I can do if I'm already being like I guess like bear hugged and lifted up.
You can let them know that something's happening to your legs.
I did. I already.
This is just re-emphasis at this point because
okay.
It's not something that I think that they've all kind of like come to terms with.
Okay, then yeah. I would yell it again. Something's pulling me back in.
Right, he's like inches away from your face, and you can see that moment that the true pigmentation of terror, right? As his face just like takes on this fear, this like almost wrinkled look of fighting the length of his body, but also fighting at what's pulling him. Says something's got his legs.
Just shoot at it.
And then
give me a perception, Oz.
I would also say I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back.
I want to see if Oz can make out what this is.
You're not going back. I got
Oz, you can.
Because that's what I'm focused on. I'm just trying to like shoot at whatever.
It looked at first like smoke. Like smoke was starting to rise up and sort of encircle him, but there's fire with it. And as your eyes train particularly on this, it's flaming skulls. Fiery skulls are biting onto his pant legs and to his boots and trying to pull him into the depths. This isn't like the fiery skulls that you'd seen outside.
Like the triplets?
It looks like the triplets.
Okay, you just hear Oz go, well, can I shoot at it? Because I was holding an action.
Yeah, of course, since you've made this out. But bear in mind, Oz, since you're firing into a grappling situation, unless you take a negative, you risk shooting Tripp.
I'll take the negative.
Okay, it's a -4.
Oh my
Shoot
God.
me.
Yeah, there's a feat that you have to take otherwise.
Oz like says, but doesn't look to anybody else. Is just focused on the flaming skulls and just like, it's the triplets again. And then just starts firing. Why did it roll so many dice? Oh, okay, I see.
For effect.
-.
Because it looks
4.
cooler.
So that would be, I don't know if it hits.
I will tell you, actually. A 13 will not hit. A 13 will not hit. You fire off your crossbow. Is this a hand crossbow or like a full scale?
It's a light crossbow.
Light crossbow. Okay, so you fire off your crossbow downward, and it just like whiffs right through the smoke. Seems like the fire licks it. You hear the tip of the coral pulling off the sides, and it's a clear miss. That sound is a good indicator. Didn't sink into flesh.
And that was a 17?
That's a 13.
13.
Oh, okay.
A 13.
Yeah, because it would be a 17, but because I'm taking a negative to not hit Pepper.
Gotcha.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I'm taking a -4 to my roll.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now it comes to my turn. The voices emit at this time. Everyone can hear them. You're encircled around this orifice in the earth. It's like 7 feet wide, right? Like these squares are 10 by 10s. So this is like a 7-foot hole in the ground, and it goes down, well, much further than most of you can even see. Not that you can see much past the fire and smoke anyway. But the voice finally erupts, and it's not of the voices of the triplets that you'd heard before.
We haven't eaten in so long. Come here. Ugh.
And you hear this like this gripping and grinding noise as something bites down across your calf. The flame licks up your leg at this point, where before it felt as if something was holding on to you. You can feel that pinch and the gnashing of teeth. And you are going to take... Interesting. Oh, there we go. 4. You're going to take 4 points of damage.
I'm unconscious.
Yeah.
Bloody 12-year-olds.
Yeah. Rye, you hear that voice? You see this almost like stark image of his eyes going grip wide, right? Like he's seen Jesus's eyes, right? He's seen the Holy Spirit. And then he falls limp. His fight is gone. His shoulders fall slack. And his head rolls to the side. Rye,
Wow.
it is your turn.
I'm gonna get him the fuck out of this hole. I got his ass, man. I'm grabbing on. I'm gonna I'm gonna try to because before I was just kind of like grabbing and like pulling up because I was down the ground. I want to use my move action to set myself, get on my feet, and then just lift with my back because that's the best way.
Got it. Give me a strength check. The DC is,
All right.
it's still just as difficult.
All right. I'll reroll.
I thought you might.
There we go.
Oh, really good. Really good. Okay.
Child and
Right. So you're down, right? Like you're in this position. It's borderline like you're setting up like a linebacker, like a row.
Yes.
And you grab, like you hoist him up. You reach up under the arms and you start to pull with all of your might. And this is where like, all of that brawling experience comes in, because you know how to wrench the guy from the crowd, right? This is you wrenching a child from the grips of death. And as you pull his body up, his knees scrape just over the top. You see it. Some are small, maybe the size of a peach, an apple. Others are as large as a human skull. Others seem to be even growing in size as they bite onto his legs. It is a row. It's dozens of skulls in various sizes chewing onto his calves, onto his shins, and they seem to be trying to scale up and grip on, tear at his thighs. The pants have been torn, and everywhere they bite, they leave these burns. The flesh is beginning to bubble up. Tripp is unconscious, but you've managed to hoist him from the ground. Oz.
So the reason why I shot the bow is because that was what my held action was.
Yes.
But Oz remembers that the last time we fought these, that the way that we kind of solved it was we made them like attack each other.
Correct.
And these do look like the same thing, but you just said there's more of them now.
Yeah, the thing is, before, the triplets, their skulls, despite the fact that the fires were very different, they were identical. These are not even all human skulls. They're a variety. You can see like half-orc and strong jaws, the widened dome of a dwarf, right? They're varying skulls.
What would I know about flaming skull creatures or things like that? Could I roll some knowledge?
Yeah, of course. You can try. Just ask a question and roll a correlating knowledge, and I'm here for it. I'm down to give you answers.
Real quick, what is a sunrod?
A sunrod is a magical device
Like
that
a light.
it perpetuates light. Think like a flashlight, but it does not produce heat.
Okay.
It's like a torch, but
No
yeah.
heat, no fire, no burning.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no burns. It's like a
like a glow stick.
like a glow stick, yeah.
Yeah.
But it puts out as much light as a torch, so 30 feet.
Okay. All right.
Looking for like weakness, like what I can do to defeat it, type of thing.
What knowledge would you like to roll?
They seem magical, maybe Arcana?
Okay, you can try. You can try. I haven't said that in a minute. That feels good.
Nat 20, 26?
All right, what particularly magic-like would you like to know? Two nat 20s back to back.
Yeah, I guess because I'm assuming there's some type of like magical creature. Just really, he's just trying to figure out what is their weakness so that we can defeat them.
Magic's weakness, aside from the fact of greater magic, is oftentimes just the countermeasure of it. If you can dispel, that would be great. If you have access to religious like supernatural abilities, a paladin, a cleric, those would be huge in this moment. Absolutely huge.
I think as in this moment, taking in all this knowledge, like this will be my turn. It's just figuring this out.
Yeah,
I think
of course.
Oz goes, I think I know what I can do. And he starts like pulling out like spell components out of like pouches.
Sure. Is there something that you particularly wish to reach for?
Yes, components for dispel magic.
Okay, seems good.
I think doesn't really say. But I'm assuming there are some.
If it's a low-level
things
spell, it shouldn't be a lot.
A dragon's tooth and
Good.
a
Whew. That would
leg
be,
of an owl bear.
Oh god.
that would be horrifying to just be carrying on your person.
Yeah, just like
Yes.
pull out a leg of a.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
got
it's
this
just-
eye of a
Um,
beholder.
Like, what are you expecting to do with that? Carry for like a whole set, like
Yeah.
multiple sessions. You're like, now's the
One day.
time.
And
One day.
Pecker will kind of rush over to where Pevrin is and try to like
Sure.
check on him.
Sure, he offers assistance, tries to help.
Comfort.
Pecker's going to notice immediately, and I think everybody else will as well, that he appears to be lifeless Yeah, his body is just ragged. He's limp at this point. He's within the arms of Rye. Yeah, that's an appropriate response. Temerity, it is your turn.
So seeing Tripp in that state would probably shake me a little bit out of it, and I would go over and chat. Oh God. I'm so terrified to do this. So he's unconscious, but is he stable?
No.
You have potions too if you're afraid to heal.
You can see these teeth still chewing on at the legs, and because his body is not responding, he's not yelling, he's not screaming. He looks dead, Temerity. He looks dead.
But they're still chewing on him.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna yell for someone to give him a potion because I don't have any.
Okay.
And I'm going to disrupt undead.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Let me see the spell. Disrupt undead. You direct a ray of positive energy. You must make a ranged touch attack to hit, and the ray hits an undead creature. All right, so make a ranged touch attack. So if you have your crossbow, you can just basically roll that for me.
Okay. But the crossbow, right? Not like a D1000.
Correct. That. Ooh. Oh no.
I would like to re-roll that.
Yes.
I mean.
I thought I almost had to bring out the crit fail deck. Haven't had to bring it out yet.
12 isn't that good. I didn't hit with the 13.
Range, a touch attack is a little different on these guys.
Okay.
A 12 will hit their touch.
Okay.
12 will hit their touch. And that's going to deal 3 points of damage. So what does this ray of positive energy look like? Are you just like, the power of Christ are you emitting
Pretty
light
much,
from your fist?
Yeah, I feel looking at the spell description, I think that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
They're pretty clear. Unlike most spells, which are like, this happens, this one is very clearly you direct a ray of positive energy, right? So I think it's literally just literally the power of Pharasma compels you.
Sure, you emit this burn across, it basically leaps across his leg. It doesn't do any damage to him, but it seems to strike each of these skulls, and where they're biting down, they don't have lips, right? They don't have lips, so you can see their fangs and these hooked teeth immediately start to just rapidly decay over time. And the spell emits them, and you hear immediately as it strikes and the teeth are decaying, all the way up the orbital bone, the skulls are taking damage. The multiple of them are starting to kind of fade back. They're still at the heels, they're nipping at the calves, down to the ankles. But you can see that your spell has had some effect. More so than anything else up at this point. Eli. What does Eli do?
If he failed to grab the holy symbol, and Pepper got knocked out.
Torvin's got it. He's got the hook.
I got yeah.
Yeah,
Does
he's
he
got
have
it.
the hook?
Yep, he's got it. He's got the hook and the symbols.
Can I reach any of the skulls at all, or?
I mean, technically, yeah. His body is most of the way hoisted out of this, so yeah, you could. They're still chewing down at the lower end of his calves and his ankles, his boot.
Can I drop my bag and then try to heal him?
Of course you can. Of course. How do you want to do this?
I have suspicions that the items I'm carrying are negatively affecting me, so I'm gonna make sure to discard the bag. I feel like I would have dropped that when I got the grappling hook out anyway.
I'm just assuming that you're dropping the rest of the rope. That's my guess.
Yeah,
Are you you're just dropping the rest of the rope.
If Torvin has it.
Yeah.
The heavy part on lock.
Got it.
And then Yeah, I mean, I'll reach down to Pevrin as soon as I see him go limp, and I'll attempt to use my lay on hands again, like I did on Oz, but with less baggage.
Sure. Give me a lay on hands.
Alrighty. I don't have like a hotkey for it. It is. It's just a 1d6.
It should just be. I was gonna say it should be a d6 at least until you're level 4.
It should be in your spell list though, that you can just click on it.
We can always add it to your spell list if it's not there.
Yeah.
I have this.
Yeah, that'll work. So it's 1d6 points. So that's weird. It didn't roll anything. Yeah, we'll fix that. Just roll 1d6 for me. 5. That's huge. You gain 5 health, Tripp. You are still unconscious, but you gain 5 health.
No weird wild magic there. You got a normal heal.
Fire cleanse your wounds.
It's just light beams going all over him.
It's true.
Pew, pew.
It's true. As your spell seems to swell up over his body, and you channel the forge. That forge's flame. It assists. It seems like it's assisting in Temerity's ability to disrupt undead, where before they were just releasing, it looks like bits of fire are starting to like rise from those open wounds and burning them back down. Like it's forcing them away from his body. Temerity, this is probably the first time that you have seen another agent of a god in this regard, of a paladin or a cleric, that is using their magic in this sort of effect. It's very, very small, but each god has influence in very different ways. So you're seeing it this way, as yours is Pharasma, his is of the Forge. So fire from the Forge is licking from his wounds and pushing back the threats of the dead as well. Torvin.
I begin to roll. I'm basically on my stomach, aren't I? I grab like that, grab that. I'm going to roll over onto my back away from the hole.
Got it. Anything else?
Just making sure those symbols don't go away.
Do that thing that you just did with your hands. What where you were just like sort of showing me what you were doing. Which
Right, so I had him.
Okay.
And then I grabbed out with my other arm.
Right.
Okay. And now I had to let go of him.
The boy. Right.
Yeah. So I've got this still. Now I roll over on my left side onto my back. Just keeping control of the holy symbols and making sure they don't fall down there.
Interesting. Okay. You flip over to your back as Eli sort of like leaps over you to channel this heal, right? Like you have seen, it's bizarre to say this, but you have seen your father's magic and work for a very long time. Centuries. It's not new to you. You witness it, and it looks...
It's not special.
Right. To you, it's not special. But as you flip that over, you don't quite get wound up in the cable, right? Like there's this cord of the hemp rope. But as you flip over, you hear that ding-ding-ding-ding-ding, and you feel the cold metal kind of hit the side of your face. And your vision blots out briefly. Just of this left eye. And in that moment, there's just a pinch of darkness. And you can hear a singular voice. Just a singular voice.
He lies.
Wait, what did he say?
Torvin, did you hear what he said?
Mm-hmm. He said he lies.
Oh.
Do you do anything special after that? Do you kind of like yank this thing away from you? Are you having any sort of reaction to this?
I'm just gonna keep rolling.
Okay. I'd like a perception. Just from Torvin.
Just so I'm clear, who is saying, can you recap a little bit of what exactly Torvin's doing right now?
Sure. Torvin has
So
reached.
I feel a little
reached
confused.
down. He's reached down and he's grabbed onto the grappling hook where all of these holy symbols are at. Right.
Right.
And Eli is basically leaping over and he's healing the boy. He's healing him up. Temerity is coming through with her Disrupt Undead, and some of the fire from Eli's Paladin magic, his Lay on Hands, is erupting from his open wounds on his leg, and it's pushing back the undead.
Okay.
Torvin rolls, and as he rolls away from the pit, still holding on to the rope of the grappling hook and the various amounts of holy symbols, he rolls away, and a holy symbol smacks over and hits him right in the eye, right in the open orbit, right?
Gotcha.
And as soon as it
and then
hits,
he hears a whisper.
He hears a whisper. Torvin, I set the DC at 20. Because in most moments like this, when something hits your eye, people panic. They push it away. But as you panic and start to push it away, it moves almost in slow motion. The symbol that free floats away from your face is that of the holy god of the forge. It's your father. You can't forget that symbol. Tripp, you are unconscious. Until they wake you, you'll have no action. On my turn, they still try to nip at his boots. They're attempting to bite. They're going to just deliver damage. Because they have hold. Come on. Two points. 2 points. It's fitting. Take 2 points of lethal damage. Rye, in the heat of all of this, you've almost got his body completely wrenched free. I think one more successful strength check, and you could break this hold.
Is he conscious now?
No, he's unconscious.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, what else am I gonna do?
I mean,
how many rerolls did we get?
4.
4. Okay, so I've used 2. Okay, I didn't mean to double. My mouse is broken. It double clicks. So I don't know how you want to hit. I guess it would take the first one, the 9.
How are you playing any games with random double?
This is my streaming PC, so like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing that you're not going to want to use a 9. I'm guessing that you would reroll.
Yes, I will reroll.
In that case, we'll just use your 23.
Are you sure
Yeah,
you want to do it like
of course.
that? Okay. Okay.
We'll use your 23, and you're able to wrench his body free. They kind of hold there for a moment as if the momentum hasn't quite lost, but they start to slowly seep back down. They're still like still nipping at the teeth, trying to grasp at him. But you freed him. What do you do with him? Do you move him away from this?
I sort of put myself between him and these creatures, these skulls. I kind of like put him behind me. Kind of putting, myself in between. And do I still have an action?
I'll say that you gotta move.
How about this?
What's up?
Would you allow me to ready an action? Like,
Partial.
instead of taking it?
You take a partial.
Yeah. Okay, so I will be very defensive. Like, I will put him behind me. I'm still looking at the enemy,
Okay,
like
sure.
I'll kind of tuck him.
I got
and
you.
then I'll ready, like, if somebody comes at me.
Oz. What does Oz do here?
Oz is going to try to dispel magic on the weird skull things as they're trying to get to Pevrin.
Give me a dispel.
Now loose of their grasp.
Give me a dispel. What's
I don't
an
know.
action? Instantaneous. Perfect. You cast Dispel Magic. What does this look like? Is this an emitted ray? Is this like a flash? What do you think this looks like?
I mean, if I can choose what it looks like.
Of course, yes, please. It's like a burst of feathers.
Yeah, I think you see Oz kind of like pulling weird stuff out of his bucket from underneath Pecker. And, well, actually, Pecker's over by him, but so where Pecker would normally be.
Sure.
And just kind of like pulling little pieces. And I think what he does is he like spits a little acid onto like part of it. And it starts like dwindling. And you see like a swirl come out and he just kind of like blows and like the little wisps of magic go towards whatever it is.
I love it. I love it. Perfect. And with that, the skulls where they've sort of moved up in this almost like DNA cyclone, right? These skulls that were twisting up and trying to grab on. You notice now that they sort of almost look like a hand, like it's something emitting their will through the skulls, an apparatus of like a hand.
Like a
But as you
puppet.
do that, the skulls sort of separate and they begin to slink back down. You just hear the remaining like as they slink into the depths below.
That's right. Be gone. Get back from whence you came.
And combat actually comes to a stop for the moment. If you decide that you wish to throw Tripp or Peverin back down there, then, well, it happens.
I
Oswald
toss
rushed
Peverin
over.
back.
Son of a bitch.
I also rush over to Peverin. Does Peverin still need more healing?
Well,
Or are you good?
Tripp is unconscious. Does he need more healing? His legs look rough. It does look like something attempted to feast upon him, but in the midst of it, also burned him.
I will hand the. Does it look like he needs a lot of healing or a little healing?
Probably not much. What's interesting is like where the fire had emitted from his legs, courtesy of the paladin's ability, this lay on hands. It looks as if it rapidly tried to scar over, like it was a scar mark, and it's sort of started to fade, but there are fresh marks from bites that are immediately under just that. So.
Okay. Oz will pull one of the green cure light wounds potions and hand it to Rye to help, because Rye's like holding him or whatever.
Okay,
To help
yeah.
feed it to him.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take it and I'll, kind of hold Peverin's head and kind of like I did with Oz. I'm very nurturing right now.
Yeah, you're like little baby bottle feeder.
Yeah, I'm gonna nurse him back down. I'm
Aw.
gonna hold him. I'm just gonna like.
Right. You're like Nana from Peter Pan. Do you
And then
remember
there's
Nana?
Peck-
Yeah.
And then Pecker's just like laying on him to keep him warm.
I think a Saint Bernard.
Yeah.
is probably good.
Ryan
animal
would eat
representative.
Nana.
Rye probably would eat Nana. It's true, and keep the bonnet.
I mean,
Oh my gosh.
Do you guys wake?
yeah.
Do you wake Tripp? Also, whomever is giving that potion, go ahead and roll a d8 plus
Give him a
1.
good slap.
Sure. Yeah, and then I'll give him a little, like I did with Oz, give him a little tappity tap. It's 1d8, you said?
Yeah, 1d8 plus 1.
Okay. Just do the d8.
Max.
Bam!
There you go.
Killing it.
There you go. I imagine you're up to full.
9. Then give him a little
Yes.
tap.
Little chin action.
There. Are you there, big guy? Come on, wake up.
Would Tripp still be in there, or would
Oh yeah, you were bound for that pain. Something was
Okay.
locking you there for that.
Okay. So then, yeah, Tripp will reawaken.
I've been reawakened.
And you seem like he looks down.
Are you alright?
He shakes his head. He tries to like look down at his arm, and I'm assuming it's still.
You can control it, but the pain is very much there, particularly when you attempt to ball a fist.
I mean, with the muscles have that wouldn't.
Oh, that's
fix,
in your
would it?
forearm. That's here in your forearm. In the upper arm,
Okay.
not so much.
Then yeah, he would try to lift his hand and try to make like a clench a fist, but yeah, realizing that it's not working.
You're banged up, but you're alive. Who's there, Peverin or Tripp?
It's me, Tripp.
Ah, well, in that case, looks like we're even. I give you a wink.
Yeah.
Because you saved my life earlier in the campaign.
True.
It's like a friendly thing, like welcome back to the world of living. Looks like we're even, like
Of course, for Rye.
Torvin, what are you doing right now with this newfound information? You're not even entirely sure what to do with that, but you still have the holy symbols in your hand. What do you do? Eli and Temerity, Oz, I'm interested in knowing what everybody is particularly up to here.
I'm just rolling up. I'll roll to my knees, get up, just make sure everybody's okay.
Everybody appears to be okay as far as you can see. Tripp is a little worse for wear.
I take out a tobacco pouch.
Okay.
And empty it. And I'll put the holy items inside the tobacco pouch.
Okay.
I'll then wrap it, seal it.
You got it.
That's what I'm doing for now.
Sure.
And as I'm watching him do this, as Rye's watching him do this, Rye just says, we need to put those cursed items back where we found them. They're a liability at this point.
I think you need to
that one. I think that one might have helped the boy, though. When I dropped it in there, he said to keep going before he passed out. Did it feel like when I dropped the grappling hook that it was easier to hoist him out?
It looked like to me that whatever was down there wanted the symbols more than the boy. When I was holding him, pulling him up,
Well, if
got
it wants
easier.
them, then we shouldn't leave them unattended.
They were
No, we
safe.
shouldn't take them to him either.
They were safe there the entire time. Why wouldn't they be safe after? Seemed like there was some sort of spell protecting them there. I think we should put them
I
back.
think the spell just masked them, but now that they know where they are, they might be able to locate them
Listen.
more easily.
You tried to heal and you almost killed Oz. Those
And I
holy
just
symbols
healed the
almost.
boy.
That's not my point. The point is that we're messing with items we don't understand, and we may put them in the hands of the very enemies we seek to destroy.
I think carrying so many items tainted my energy and made it negative instead
Exactly.
I
and
can carry
Oz
them.
and Oz,
so I should carry
played
them,
the flute.
most certainly.
I
we
can
sh-
carry them.
I think maybe we should retreat for now back to the warden's house outside. That's the only place here that felt safe. Maybe try to tend to our wounds and
You guys actually do.
make camp.
I do want to interject. You do have a safe haven here. If you recall, it was courtesy of a card that was drawn.
Yep.
There is a safe haven room where you will have 0 implement from ghostly effect.
We can try to tend to our wounds, come up with a game plan, and come back in here.
You know, I think
tomorrow.
a tactical retreat could be wise.
I agree. I don't want to
That
take
way
those
we can-
items with us. I'm not sleeping with those things near me.
I think the real question is, and I was kind of still staring at Peverin and / Tripp. Why'd you go off alone in here?
I didn't. I was pulled here. Well,
Tripp.
back in there.
The last thing that you recall, besides the vision of your allies arguing before you, you heard the whipcording sound of a chain link. You felt something grab at your waist and yank you. And the next thing you saw was the darkness of the carbon-stained wall. And you were hanging.
Oh, then yeah, I'll roll it back to that. I didn't walk away from you. I heard chains, and they had pulled me. Next thing I know, I was in that hole.
Well, that's not good. That means whatever has been making all those other spirits come over here. You were saying that there were others. Maybe it's trying to grasp a hold on you, too. I think we need to hurry.
I think we need to decide what we're going to do with these items. I say
Miss
we put 'em
Oriana
back.
told us we need to find the warden. And we've been taking way too much time.
I think we should discuss it at length when we get somewhere safe. I don't think we should make the decision here.
There is no safe
No
while those
rational
items are
decision.
near us. That's the point.
Is that why you pawned the flute off on Oz?
This party
Sounds like
has
you're
been in
speaking
your
out of fear.
This party has been in your care for 15 minutes, and we've already lost almost 2 people.
I start walking
Done
towards
everything
the
you
safe
can.
space.
Sure.
Sabotage us.
Torvin starts walking away. He can very clearly, you could see it on his face. I mean, you could see it particularly even on Wyld's face.
I was just gonna.
When you're living that character moment.
Trip up with.
Yeah,
Pepper.
as soon as he starts leaving, I'm just gonna stop talking and follow him.
Got it.
Because the arguing has gotten us nowhere so far.
Yeah.
So I'm just not going to engage with it.
Tripp is gonna find like a wooden plank, hopefully one that's not wet or waterlogged, and just some scrapped cloth, and he's gonna bind the arm or the forearm so it doesn't move any more than it.
I'll help you craft something.
Cool.
Okay.
Then yes, if I can get some help with that.
Then to retreat. And this is probably our best place. I would like to know, before we close tonight's session, are you dropping these items back off in their safe haven as you believe?
No.
Torvin's gonna hold them.
That is what Rye would like, yes.
Okay.
And he's trying to get that done, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have my bag and follow Torvin. So,
Okay. Torvin, I'm assuming
as
that
Eli passes by, yeah, I actually am. I'm gonna grab the bag as Eli passes by.
Maybe that's where we end today's episode.
Yeah, that's exactly where we end today's
bag.
episode.
Oh my
Torvin-
God, these two!
Torvin starts to
They're
walk
always
away.
beating each
Yeah, he's
other's
not gonna
asses.
be ignored. He's not just
Yeah.
gonna be like, listen, like
That's exactly where
since
we end.
these yeah, like
You're gonna
these
make me
items
drain
are
your
just-
face with cursed holy energy.
Do it,
'Cause I'm
lawful
holding on to
paladin.
the bag
Do it,
now.
lawful good paladin.
Yeah, Cha-Cha, it happens.
Beautiful.
Perfect. It's the best spot for us to end tonight, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and allow us to have our rollouts, call out, see what we're doing. I'm going to start, again, with Cobalt. What you doing, man? Where can we find you these days? What are you streaming?
PBing on Isaac on my random runs, doing an unlock file still, selling out for tainted lost runs. Otherwise, I'm playing Pokemon. I'm probably going to check out Lost Ark.
Nice.
I'm going to try to finish Earthbound on Friday and plow through it if I can, because that was promised. And yeah, other than that, we have a sponsored Magic stream on Thursday
Sick.
after
Ooh,
D&D.
Nice.
So that's cool. And I've got a really cool Magic player, Amazonian, coming to draft with us.
Nice.
So that'll be a blast. And yeah, that's it. I'm usually streaming at 5 p.m. on my channel, CobaltStreak on Twitch.
Dope. I love it.
Cool.
Miss Misty, tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
I'm just sewing a lot.
Yeah.
That's really it. I'm sewing a lot, and I'm being just, I don't know, not running a marathon. That's really where I'm at right now.
I mean, that's got to feel good.
Yeah, it does feel good. Although I have a half marathon in 2 weeks. I'll be back in Florida. But you can find me at twitch.tv/Imperial. My schedule varies, but if you check out that nifty schedule thing that Twitch put up, you can find out when I'll be live next.
Sick. Right on. Perfect. We've got the man, Wyld. Tell us about you, boss. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
Howdy. I've been doing a wee amount of modded Minecraft. We're in the middle of testing on a test server. Our mods are coming along really well. I dare say this version of Minecraft will be the best version of modded so far, which looks remarkable. And yeah, pretty much every morning, 3-4 hours. And I might be doing some ESO soon. I'm not sure. I'm really getting a heartstring tug about their release about the Bretons. So I might go take a look at that too.
Cool. I'm here for it. Next, we got Miss Maggie. Maggie, what are you doing? Where can we find you these days?
Hey everybody. You can find me at MargaretKrohn in all of the places. Super easy. And I'm doing all kinds of things. If you want to find out, follow over there. And I make video games for a living. So if you want to check out the project that I'm currently working on, you can check out Ashes of Creation in all of the places.
Dope. Hello. So hello. Where can we find you these days? What you doing?
I am hello, I'm Ellohime. I stream really early in the mornings, usually 4 a.m. Eastern or before. Actually coming up is going to be a lot of sponsor stuff. December and January are typically like slow for sponsors, and they'll kind of like poke and be like, are you interested in this, interested in that? So like for the next 5 days, I've got sponsored streams that are starting at 4 a.m. So tonight is Eve, and then we're going to be doing Total Warhammer 3, which is going to be super cool, and another game called Kingdom of the Dead.
Nice.
So that's coming up. I'm also playing Sifu and working my way through that, and Dying Light 2 is probably going to make an appearance sometime in the next 5 days. So a lot of games happening all over the place. I invite you guys to join us. I'm a variety streamer, and yeah, just an emphasis on good times and fun and all sorts of conversations about everything, many of them being adult. So just warning you. But yeah, that's me.
Perfect. Yay. Xander, sir, when are you going to stream next?
I was last week. So yeah.
Hey.
I forgot what I did though. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, there you go. I played WoW for a while. There you go. I was playing WoW, getting ready for the new patch, but I got bored because WoW still has nothing really going on in it. Started Path of Exile back up. Currently doing a Frostblade Ranger or Raider build.
Okay.
For my League starter. And I'll probably be streaming that a little bit tomorrow. I know everyone's on Lost Ark right now, so yeah, just waiting for that when the actual release goes, because I didn't buy the founder pack, so I gotta wait. No fast pass, but yeah, I'm
It's
here
okay, man.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays. When I'm playing. Yeah.
Dope. That kind of leaves me. Thanks, guys. You've watched. You've seen what I could do. I do things. I make voices loud. I play pretend frequently, and people sometimes kind of like watching it, or don't, whatever. Either way, if you're here, you've at least enjoyed seeing these people doing great things, because they're awesome, and you should go follow them. You should support their content if they have Patreons or coffees or whatever it is that they like. You just dump a couple of coins in their coffers. That would make me happy. And maybe show up next Tuesday. That'd be hot. But that's all I got for me, guys. I love your faces. Do what you do. Stay safe. Stay nerdy. And Ronald, if you say anything, I'm going to cut you.
Cheese whiz and sauce.
I'm cutting him. Bye, everybody. Have a good one. Peace.
Bye. Bye.